and welcome to the Digital Women Awards. This is the 8th edition. She the People is very proud of this initiative that brings women across India together to reflect on how they're building businesses, going from idea to scale, small to big to large scale businesses. It's been a fantastic journey building this idea of the Digital Women Awards and Summit, and now we have covered 8 editions, close to 80 cities, and perhaps I think a reach of 6 trillion in digital spaces. More than that, we have engaged with close to 75,000 women entrepreneurs across the country, across these 8 editions. It's been such a privilege to get to meet women, talk about their journeys, and most importantly, be part of how they are building their businesses with empathy, with goals, with money goals, raising funds to those who are talking of driving impact. All of that is in the spotlight with the Digital Women Awards. That said, today our spotlight is a conversation with Rashi Narang of Heads Up for Tails. Not only is she a past winner, but she has been a champion of this initiative year after year, participating in a way that she's giving back to the community in every possible way she can with insights and ideas. She is the chair of the jury for the 8th edition, and I am joined by her for a deep discussion on what is driving her entire journey. Rashi, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Shelly. I love what you're building and I'm so glad to be here.
Rashi, let me start by asking you, the journey that you have had has sort of been pockmarked by many challenges, like most women entrepreneurs, and yours been a long journey. You started many, many years ago, long before startup became a sexy word. Talk to us about how that piece has been and where do you see yourself today when you look back at it?
I can't agree with you more, Shelly. Half of our population, that is a big, big number. And I think that it could make all the changes that we want to see in our economy. We need to be creating these opportunities. We need to be supporting more. We need to let women come forward. We need to let them know it's okay to fail. I think we're holding, women hold ourselves to such a high standard, and you're really trying to do everything perfectly, right? Manage your home and manage your kids and manage the family, and then there's just very little left to really go out and pursue a career which seems full of risks and challenges, and so much more that entrepreneurship throws at you. So I think it's up to each of us to really create that ecosystem. I'm happy to see it being built in little pockets. I'm happy to see so many women mentors come forward, more funding come forward, but I still think it's just the very start and we have a very long way to go. But that responsibility falls on every one of us.
I really like the way you use the term responsibility. Now, you're the chair of the jury. The reason I think that that term is important is because it's very, very critical for us all to be invested in the effort that wants to have more entrepreneurs, more women entrepreneurs at the forefront. What's holding us back? What can that entire exercise be like to ensure more and more women take up this opportunity?
I think support can come in the form of so many ways. I see, yes, social media is great. I don't know how real it is. I think it begins by supporting small businesses whenever we can get a chance. I think it's about having real, authentic conversations on the challenges. I think it's about making failure and the stumbles normal rather than something that is looked down upon and is viewed as negative. Because for me, truly, I believe every failure is learning and every learning is growth. And so that whole concept of this is success, this is failure, I think there's so many ways of supporting, right? Spreading the word, a little sale, being there through difficult times, being there maybe to help with family or friends or home as extended family or a close friend. These are the little things that can go such a long way, because these are the big things in the life of women entrepreneurs.
So you said it, it's so important to go beyond perhaps what are symptomatic or small efforts. We need to take the problem head on. My question to you is, at a time when we need to support women entrepreneurs, what's the best way to do it? Like, I would say today that anybody who's looking to buy anything for the pets industry or for their pets or whatever, just think of Heads Up for Tails, right? That's a clear cut appeal to people to say, go buy. By buying into a woman's business, you're helping her, right? How do we kind of go on to the more actionable behavior, which has been absent? I mean, how few women are getting funded even now? Just for the sake of lip service, there are a bunch of funds that would do a small piece and they'll have a cohort and they'll do a little thing, the dance drama around, oh, we did something for women. We just did something for women. They don't put the money where their mouth is. How do we fix that, Rashi?
I think, Shelly, you've hit the nail on the head. There is a lot of conversation around this. And honestly, I have asked every investor I meet myself that, why are there not women getting funded? And all of them, in some way or the other, also come and say there aren't enough women coming forward. And that is truly, really the truth as well, that there are such few women coming forward. We need to encourage more people. We need to tell them that there's not just one kind of capital. There's different kinds of capital available in the market for you to start your business and to grow your business. It could be much more patient capital. It could be longer term capital. It could be capital from HNIs and family offices. It does not have to be one kind from, say, the VCs, which may intimidate a smaller startup because of the large complexity, the compliances, and the frameworks that sometimes have to be put. And so I would encourage more and more people to come forward. I'm also happy to see, more women investors really taking this up as a mission, that they want to fund only women-led businesses. But I think it's never just one-sided. It's just, it is both-sided. More people need to come forward, and more people need to take a chance on women entrepreneurs out there.
You use the term intimidated. I think it's so important to talk about that because we often sort of hide these terms under the carpet saying, oh, this stuff doesn't happen to me. But actually, it's happened to most women entrepreneurs. It's happened to many men as well. But it's important for us to reflect on the fact that today there is a sense of worry that comes around when women have to go present or when they have to go and talk about cutthroat numbers. Not everyone's comfortable. In fact, most are not comfortable. So, what can be done to come around that intimidation? Perhaps start talking about the elephant in the room?
Well, I think I've been in that situation before. I am more the creative person, the design person, the marketing person, the brand person. And for many years, I was, struggling with the whole accounts, finance part, trying to answer these difficult questions. And then I realized what sometimes takes long to realize, that the point of building is to bring your best strengths to what you do and hire for the rest, right? And we've got an amazing team now that actually looks after way better than I ever would have the finance side of things. They're there with me in these meetings, and that's, I think, the power of bringing people together with different strengths, and that's what builds a company truly. I don't think that we all need to be everything. We can't possibly be amazing at everything. So bring your best strengths and just try to hire for the rest. Even if it's you can't hire full time, there's so many options available. People are freelancing, they can guide, they can advise, they can work with you part time. And so that really helps, right, to take away the parts that you don't like, so that you can bring your best self to work every single day.
So you said it, right? Hire for what you can't do. And I think that's really critical. Why? Because we don't talk about it. We think that, oh, you know what? It's my job. I need to do all of this by myself. When none of us need to do that. We need to hire. Yes, it is a factor of money. Yes, it's a factor of some other things. But before anything else, it's the factor of the conviction that you don't owe yourself multitasking to the extent that you spread yourself so thin and you don't go out there and start looking at building the business in a way that it needs to be built. The other thing, Rashi, that comes around more often than not, especially on funding tables, is that, oh, it's a woman. She's possibly building a consumer business. She's possibly building, something to do with soaps, or she's possibly not doing something in AI. She may not be equipped enough to perhaps lead a team that's going to be transformational with an internet product of things or something like that, right? Why? Why does that happen?
I've been following this space for a while now, Shelly, and I am honestly blown away by the kind of people that I'm meeting. I'm seeing people in industries like women, in industries like cement, automobile, racing, traveling, all kinds of industries which were primarily male dominated. It's definitely shifting. I think some of the shift comes easily to women who may be part of those family businesses and then they get in. And there are so many stories around, there really are. I think it's about finding them. Many of them may not come forward. Many people are sort of PR shy, etc. But I do see that changing. Sometimes they don't lead in the front, but they work quietly from the back. But I think that they're definitely there, and that the narrative is surely shifting. And I think it takes a little bit of time. I'm sure all of them have their stories of struggle. All of them have talked about not being taken seriously enough initially until they've had to prove otherwise. In especially in places like construction and really tough industries. But I think that there are a lot of women breaking those barriers and really doing what they do and doing an amazing job at it.
One other piece that we need to pay more attention to is how little PR women are willing to do. They want to hide behind the shadows. They don't want to bring it up head on. They don't want to discuss it. They don't want to put themselves first. They always say, "Oh, you know what? I didn't do much. Others did it." It's good to be a team player, but it's very important also to be the person who knows that she had the idea, she went with it, she took the chance, and now she deserves that attention. Let's not be shy of it. How did you do this, Rashi? And why is it that we as women are often not happy navigating the PR route?
Absolutely right. I'm definitely one of them, Shelly. I am extremely shy. I'm very introverted, and it takes a lot for me to be out there. I think I've done it for my company many times now, and it gets easier. It's like building a muscle. But really, I don't know what it is. You're right. It is about the conditioning. It's about how we grow up. But it's there. It's very very real. And I would just tell more people that I think it's I think it's not about just celebrating the wins. It's about also sharing the challenges. It's about having raw, authentic, vulnerable, powerful conversations, because you're not alone and everybody is on that journey where there are highs and lows and stumbles, and it's about getting up one more time. And we can all get more strength to get up one more time when we all feel like this is how the journey is, and it's not just for me. Like, this is not just hard for me, but it's hard for all of us. So I think there is that chance. I mean, there is that scope of doing this better, of more people coming in front, of really having that courage to be authentic. You don't need to be different. And really just be the real you, but come in front and share more, so that we can all together inspire more people and let them know that this is a journey that has to be walked together. Sometimes we need to pull each other in front, sometimes we need to push each other just gently to get out there. But I know that we all can, and I hope that we will.
Rashi, when we started this conversation, we were talking about failure. How important is it for entrepreneurs to prep for it, to deal with rejection, to understand that failure is one part of the coin? How did you do it?
Much better when I look back and join the dots than when I was going through it. And I think that that's true, for most of us. Only when we look back, we realize that what that door that shut in our face, it felt horrible at that moment. But then there was something else that opened up, which turned out to be so much better in the long run, right? But so I think that for me, I still continue to deal with a lot of rejection, but I think I've developed an underlying belief system that helps me cope with it very well. And that underlying belief system is that whatever is coming my way is for my best. It's coming to serve me, it's coming to teach me, it's coming to grow me. And if there is a rejection, there's something I need to learn, and I know there will be a better opportunity. Life is rigged in my favor. So I think that helps, because I look at every one of those shut doors as a new opportunity for a new door to open and for something new to come my way.
And now to my final question, Rashi. You've been with us in this journey for years and years, and I'm very delighted that we've seen you grow as you have seen us grow. And I think this power of storytelling has been goosebumpingly amazing. People are talking about content today. VCs are talking about doing their own content today. Consumer businesses are talking about doing their content today. Nobody was talking content back when we decided to start. Nobody was talking storytelling. So having been side by side with us at the Digital Women Awards and She the People, what would you like to leave entrepreneurs with, or those with who have often been told what they're doing is not great enough and that it needs to be greater? What's your parting shot?
Shelly, I remember being a winner. This was, I think, back in 2016 or
Yes.
17. And I can't quite explain how lovely it felt to be recognized. And I know that awards are not everything. And not, everyone will get one. And sometimes that's okay. But I just wanted to tell you that it does go a really long way. It's a little bit of a validation. And I just want to thank you for doing all that you have been, for women in this space for the last so many years now, just pushing them along, encouraging them to come forward, recognizing them, having real conversations. I've had so many on the platform, which have just been honest, real conversations. And I think we need that so much more. So a massive thank you to you and the team for what you do every single day to really build confidence and really help us break the stereotypes and really reach for higher standards. For all of those listening, I would just say that we're all here, we all have a dream, and we all have a unique talent that no one else has. And I think that we owe it to ourselves to bring that into the world, to serve the world through business, through anything that we want to do. But we can all make a difference. It's not about viewing a job as a job, but it's really a chance to change something, to build something, to create something, to serve someone. And I hope that each of us will have the courage, the determination, the strength to actually walk this journey and bring that unique magic into the world, to make it a better place.
Rashi Narang, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us. The chair of the jury, ladies and gentlemen, from Heads Up for Tails, the co founder, Rashi Narang, who has painstakingly, lovingly built her business and proven time and again that you don't have to be Rambo at work to create a smart business that'll get funded. You have to have your idea and passion in place and then drive the notion that it will deliver the numbers. Rashi is going to be with us throughout the celebration of the Digital Women Awards. So stay tuned and thanks.